or Surya Jayani. It is 7:50 a.m. December 11th. So I'm just chilling. But President Biden, this is for you. Maybe I need to make you aware of something going on in America that you may not be aware of. So there are people in America and people outside of America threatening the things that make America great. They're threatening our rights as Americans, and they're trying to rape us of them. They're trying to rape us to our rights to privacy. They're trying to rape us of our rights to free speech. They are literally sitting around with neurophysiological weapons and satellite weapons, stalking Americans in their home, like me, for example. And they are actually using these neurophysiological weapons and satellite weapons, trying to abuse an American into silence for expressing himself freely and using free speech in the privacy of his own home. They're literally committing assault, repeated accounts of assault, trying to abuse me when I wield free speech and express myself freely. This is actually going on in America. There are actually people invading American citizens' privacy with satellite cameras and using implantable devices and satellite weapons and assaulting them for wielding free speech in the privacy of their own home. They're also committing technological attacks in the form of hacking. Yes, I've got proof of this. Lots of proof of it. Destroying property for wielding free speech and expressing themselves freely. This is a threat and an attack on America, and anyone involved with this is a threat to America. These people need to go to prison. And that's not all they're doing. That's like I said, a nanometer speck on the plate of potatoes. It's not even a small potato. And this is not a movie. I just laugh about stupid shit. But this is actually occurring. I'm very serious about this, and they're also running illegal gambling rings around human life that revolve around sexual violence and abuse. They're arming people who demonstrate more than obvious signs of psychiatric illness with these neurophysiological weapons and WMDs in the form of gamma radiation satellites and other radiation dispersal devices that emit radiation harmful to human life and harmful amounts to human life. If you're emitting radiation that can cause cortical scars, that's an amount harmful to human life. Yeah, cortical scars damage the brain. Yeah, makes the brain no longer functional in certain areas when you make a cortical scar. So that is an amount harmful to human life. If you can emit radiation that can damage the brain, that can cause, cerebral atrophy or psychosis, what have you, that's an amount of radiation harmful to human life. So I don't know who these amounts people are, but, the definition on the .gov site says, a radiation dispersal device is a device that emits radiation harmful to human life. Cornell says amounts. I don't know why they keep trying to emphasize amounts. Either way, it's a radiation dispersal device. And what I've read are radiation dispersal devices are WMDs. I'm not a lawyer, but I'm just throwing it out there. But there's actually people threatening and using WMDs on Americans for wielding free speech, for exercising their rights as Americans, and standing up for their property as an American, and fighting against oppression and injustice in America. They're actually using WMDs on U.S. citizens, as well as these neurophysiological weapons. And then even committing heinous crimes with cyber terrorist tools, such as covert slander, manufacturing evidence to coerce crime and murder. They're weaponizing manufactured evidence, weaponizing slander. They're peddling this slander and manufactured nonsense to terrorists armed with implantation weapons and WMDs to coerce murder. So they're weaponizing a lot of different tools. They're weaponizing compliments to fame whores and jealous people to coerce crime and murder who are armed with these implantation weapons and WMDs. They're weaponizing slander, manufactured evidence. They're even weaponizing stupidity in the form of just playing stupid when they know these things are real. And they're also weaponizing stupidity in other ways. For instance, putting weapons in stupid people's hands. And then creating a government and court system full of stupid people who don't even know the laws that govern America. They're weaponizing blackmail in the form of tying hands of people who are supposed to defend people against terrorism and organized crime. They got a lot of weapons. If you look at some of my documents, you'll see some of their covert tools for murder and harm. But anyone not concerned with this, and people raping Americans of their rights, and literally firing WMDs and using neurophysiological weapons on people for standing up for their rights as an American, anyone who's not disturbed by that, more than disturbed, that should be a red flag for psychiatric illness. Or more than criminal negligence, or I don't even know what to call it. It's more than criminal negligence. It's like way more than that. I don't even know what to call it anymore. I don't even know how to characterize it. But yeah, it's like criminal negligence that doesn't just endanger human life, it endangers the safety of America and the globe. That sort of stupidity. Horrifying stupidity, like I've called it before. So, if you're not concerned with this, if that doesn't make you in fear of the safety of the nation, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe these guys put some implantable devices in your brain or something. Because, yeah, that should make you in fear of the safety of America. If there are people using WMDs on U.S. citizens for standing up for their property, wielding free speech, and freely expressing themselves, they may have stuck devices in your brain if that's not registering as a threat to America. I'm not trying to be rude or disrespectful. I'm just pissed now. But that is a potential. That's not a joke either. That is a potential. If that doesn't sound like a big deal, you may have some devices and they may have disrupted reason, logic, analysis, memory. Because these things exist. I'm not lying to you. 1000% real. Swear on my mother. They're called implantable devices, and they place them via a process called implantation, and they read about functions of certain regions of the brain, and they place these devices to stimulate and inhibit, amongst other things, and even damage regions of the brain with these new age neurosurgeries, which are WMDs and emit radiation in harmful amounts that are harmful to human life. I would say if you're damaging the brain and disrupting with radiation, and you're destroying people's ability to utilize reason, logic, and destroying their brain and disrupting memory and certain components of memory and processing memory, I would say that's an amount of radiation harmful to human life. So I don't know what the hell these kids are talking about, but it's a WMD. These guys are also involved with economic espionage and stealing large sums of money out of America. And not only that, they're stealing large sums of money out of America and putting technology and ideas in the hands of terrorists who are waging war or conspired to wage war on America. Like I said, some of my ideas can create unhackable systems and make it easy for terrorists to use cyber terrorist tools and weapons, satellite terrorist weapons, and then make it hard for people to shut those things down through computers, at least. Granted, we have solutions to that. But yeah, that I've sent you. When are these people going to prison? If you're not seeing a red flag for psychiatric illness and homicidal maniac behaviors, I don't know what to say. These people entertain themselves sexually violating disabled people. They entertain themselves firing WMDs at disabled people and human beings. They entertain themselves this way. They entertain themselves trying to coerce suicide. They entertain themselves trying to slowly murder human life for entertainment. If that's not a more than red flag for psychiatric illness, homicidal maniac, unfit to be in society, and how the hell are they still in society and not behind bars? I don't know what to say. Yeah, how are these lunatics, who are more than unfit to be in society, still on the loose in America and outside of America? And how are they not behind bars for life? People firing WMDs at U.S. citizens for entertainment. For entertainment. Some of these people disseminated COVID, is what I'm being told, for entertainment. They said it was for a bet. For a bet. They murdered mothers, fathers, and children. For a bet, which is entertainment. 1 million people or more. For a bet. For entertainment. For a bet. Betting is entertainment. If that's not a red flag for psychiatric illness, I don't know what to tell you. And then any law enforcement agent who knows about this, not reporting it, any intelligence officer, that should be a red flag for homicidal maniac and someone who's more than unfit to be a law enforcement or intelligence officer. So when are we going to get these red flaggers who are threats to America and threats to the globe, who have demonstrated they're more than unfit to be in society behind bars and don't fall for their lies of, oh, we were programmed. No, they were not programmed. They were in pursuits of money, fame, and things that were never theirs, and tried to murder for them. Let's keep it real. They were trying to get away with theft of money and property, and they were in pursuits of fame and trying to avoid prison. They weren't programmed. They're just criminals, thieves, and thugs, and some of them got caught and then lied to some person with psychiatric illness and said they were programmed. Programmed my ass. They wanted to steal money and property and things that were never theirs, and they wanted to party with famous people and God knows what else. They're just criminals and thugs and murderers trying to steal what was never theirs. Praise Jesus. Or they did. I don't even know what's going on. But they were trying to steal things that were never theirs is a key point. They were not programmed.